PhysicsJS is a fun script library that gives you a physics engine in the browser, and that includes acceleration, vectors, polygons, and of course, collision detection. I wanted to show you how I'd go about getting PhysicsJS to work with Angular because first of all, it's one of those libraries that is outside the neighborhood of where AngularJS typically lives. That's the neighborhood of business applications and forms and inputs. But also, because PhysicsJS has some pieces that once you know Angular well, you'll see exactly how to componentize and adapt an API to make it work well from Angular. I don't want to spend too much time focusing on exactly what PhysicsJS can do, but let's try to replicate one of the tutorials in Angular. Specifically, there is a tutorial on how to create a scene of colliding polygons. And once we have it working, we can extend it a bit and make it interesting. Here in just the first few steps of the tutorial, a couple things jumped out at me. PhysicsJS exposes a global symbol by the name of physics. This is the gateway to many pieces of the physics API, just like Angular is the global gateway to Angular, and $ is the global gateway to jQuery. Quite often when a library exposes a global, like PhysicsJS exposes this physics global, you'll want to wrap that global into a service that you inject into other components. Although you could use the global symbol directly, creating a service for that global gives you the flexibility of injection, which can make testing easier, and in general it just feels like a better abstraction because of the flexibility involved and because of the way Angular works, and anyone who's been working with Angular for any length of time should be accustomed to asking for anything that they need access to by providing it as a function parameter. The second piece that jumps out is how you can associate PhysicsJS with a canvas. That's what this tutorial is doing. And anytime I see a library working with an HTML element, I think of directives, because directives are typically the type of component you want to build when an HTML element is involved. But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's build a service to wrap that global physics symbol.